So we want a rep from St. Cecilia to also join. Okay. So we'll hand over to the quiz mistress. Thank you. Yes, please.
Contesting schools are Mary Mother of God Counsel, PLANQUE School, and St. Cecilia JHS. I would ask the contestants to kindly introduce themselves and then we would move.
Sophie Jacob Shibra, Mary Mother of God Counsel, final year.
Okay.
Fabian Kudutu. David Aladem Donko.
Okay.
I'm Houston Rekwaiben from PLANQUE School.
Okay.
Sugulo Samuel from St. Cecilia, Upper West Region.
All right.
Dolomona Makalena from St. Cecilia.
Okay, so you are all welcome and all the best in the contest.
Thank you.
So we'll start with the first round. This is the science spectrum round. We're going to do the first half where you have problems under biology, chemistry, physics, agricultural science. You have a maximum of 15 seconds for short answer problems, 20 seconds for short explanatory answers, 35 seconds for long explanatory answers and calculations. So problems are going to be posed to all the schools. You have the opportunity to press your buzzer and then you'll be called on to give the answer. Okay, so let's test our buzzers. Okay, Peplan, St. Cecilia. Okay. So are we ready? First question, biology explanation. So you have 35 seconds. The ecosystem is said to be stable or balanced because the cycle involving the transfer of food from one organism to another is repeated naturally. What will be the consequence of eliminating all the carnivores in an ecosystem?
PERE.
When the carnivores is eliminated, the omnivores can't feed on the carnivores.
The what?
Omnivores can't feed on the carnivores.
No, I won't give it.
Mary Mother.
So the ecosystem may be disrupted if we kill all. So carnivores feed on.
Okay, so no. So it started to some extent, yes. So what will happen is that you have All right, so biology short answers. So you have 15 seconds. The 10% rule of energy transfer suggests that only 10% of the total energy in one given level of a food chain is passed on or transferred to the next level of feeders in the chain. The 90% of the energy lost at each feeding level is attributed to the energy utilization in the body of the consumer in activities such as movement and other metabolic activities. How is energy lost in the consumer along its feeding mode and digestive tract?
PERE.
Peplam.
Some of the energy is used for metabolic reactions, metabolic activities, and respiration and other stuff.
No.
Mary Mother.
So
Mary Mother.
Ah, okay.
So, not all the food is digested, and some of this food may be used to produce energy for the activities, and the energy is then used and then leading to the reduction of the
Time.
digestive tract. Like the energy is
Okay, all right, so I give it to you. So you have energy loss because now you have some food that is not digested, so you have energy loss in that process. So, now chemistry explanation, you have 35 seconds. By greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. So which of the hydrocarbon fuels below, when combusted, will contribute most to global warming and why? So you have C2H2, so C subscript 2, H subscript 2, reacts with 5/2 oxygen, so you have giving you 2 CO2 plus H2O. So that is your first hydrocarbon fuel. Then your second one, so you have C3H6. So reacting with 7/2 O2, giving you 3 CO2 plus 3 H2O. So which of these will below, when combusted, will contribute most to global warming and why?
Mary Mother.
The second.
Hey,
The
wait. He said Mary Mother.
So the second one will contribute more to global warming because it produces more molecules of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, or more carbon atoms. And
Okay. All right. So that's correct. Okay, so physics explanation, you have 35 seconds. Please wait to be called before you give the answer. Okay. One of the effective ways of killing and hence reducing the population of mosquitoes is the direct spraying of mineral oils into water bodies that become breeding grounds of the mosquitoes. How does the mineral oil help?
PERE PLANQUE.
The mineral
PERE PLANQUE.
The mineral oil help prevents the mosquitoes because when the mosquitoes lay eggs on stagnant waters when the mosquitoes lay eggs on stagnant waters, the mineral oil poured on the water will break the surface tension, which will kill the mosquito eggs and will therefore reduce the population of the mosquitoes.
No.
CECILIA.
The oil will prevent oxygen from entering the water for the developing pupa to take oxygen.
Okay, so that's correct. So next question, physics short answer. You have 15 seconds. A semiconductor is a material that has properties between that of an insulator and a conductor at ordinary temperatures. The conductivity of a semiconductor can significantly increase by adding impurities to it by a process called doping. What other way can the conductivity...
Mary.
applying heat to the semiconductor.
Okay, so that's correct. Physics short answer, you have 15 seconds. Mobile phones are charged on a DC voltage, but to charge them, they are plugged into sockets which supply an AC voltage. Which electrical component in the phone allows it to convert?
Mary.
The inductor.
Pardon?
The inductor.
No.
PERE PLANQUE.
Sulfuric acid.
No.
CECILIA.
The conductor.
No. So it's a diode, either the diode or the rectifier. So physics explanation, you have 35 seconds. The pumping action of the heart exerts a pressure on the blood which drives it around your body. The circulating blood, however, is always confined to the blood vessels within your body. However, incidents of nose bleeding and bleeding from other external organs have been recorded in some persons when they try to climb very high up a mountain. What is likely to account?
Mary.
So this happens because as the person climbs up the mountain, there's less oxygen in the atmosphere. So more blood will be needed to produce more energy for the person to carry out the activity. More blood is needed to produce more oxygen in the body for their activities, and so there will be more bleeding as the person climbs higher in the...
No.
CECILIA.
The person didn't experience the bleeding when the person wasn't yet climbing to the mountain, but this was because the atmospheric pressure was very low, making the pressure of the blood low. But as the person climbs high, the pressure of the atmosphere will be high, so the blood pressure too will increase.
Please repeat the last part.
As the person climbs high, the pressure of the environment will increase, making the blood pressure of the person also increase.
No.
PERE PLANQUE.
when the person is climbing, he uses more energy when going higher. And as the person is going higher, the atmospheric pressure at the top is very high, so it needs more blood and more energy to what do you call it, climb up. So it pumps more blood and then stretching the this thing to take.
No.
Time up.
Okay, so the atmospheric pressure rather decreases with higher altitudes. So what it is that as you go up now, the pressure in your body is higher than the atmospheric pressure. And so it causes, so now because the pressure, your blood pressure is higher, it forces blood out of your body. So now you have nose bleeding or bleeding from any other orifice. So you gave the answer, but you turned it. So you gave it the other way around. You said that the atmospheric pressure increases, and so the blood pressure increases. But because the atmospheric pressure rather decreases, that's what causes your blood pressure. Now your blood pressure is higher than the atmospheric pressure. Please, does everybody understand? Okay. So now to the final question, physics calculation. So you have 35 seconds. Energy-saving lamps are sources of artificial light that employ advanced technology to reduce the amount of electricity used to generate light. If a 40-watt energy lamp is rated 90% efficient, how much of the electrical power supplied to it is converted to light?
St. Cecilia.
2 joules.
No.
Mary Madam.
4 joules.
No.
Ferry Plank.
36 joules.
No. Okay, so it's 36 watts. Yes, because we are looking at the power. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the first half. So now we move to the second half, the lab. Okay, so you are going to be involved in a short science experiment, which you would undertake for a maximum of 10 points, and you'd have 5 minutes to complete this exercise. So the preamble, some chemical changes absorb heat from the surroundings, whilst others liberate heat to the surrounding. So examples of exothermic reactions are combustion, most oxidation reactions, and neutralization. Observation of these changes are very important to scientists in various fields. For example, exothermic reactions are important to forensic scientists and particularly to fire and explosion investigations. Exothermic reactions are used in things like self-heating cans and hand warmers. Examples of endothermic reactions are thermal decomposition reactions and the reaction of citric acid with sodium hydrogen carbonate. Endothermic reactions are used in some sports injury packs to help muscles cool after injury. You are going to be provided with 2 chemical substances, sample A, which is calcium carbide, and sample B, sodium chloride. As a brain battle quiz junior scientist, you are required to carry out a reaction between sample A and water, and afterwards carry out a reaction between sample B and water. So we are doing calcium carbide with water and sodium chloride with water. Afterwards, classify each reaction as either exothermic or endothermic. So you can use a thermometer to measure the temperature of the water before adding the solute, and then you can record the final steady temperature. That's if you have a thermometer. Okay. Make sure to record observations and state clearly your conclusion with the associated reason for your classification of any of the reactions as either endothermic or exothermic. You are going to be provided with 2 conical flasks. a thermometer, a beaker containing water, and then goggles. So at the end of the lab, apart from the evolution of heat, what other observation did you make during the reaction of each substance with water? And what does that observation imply or mean? Is everything understood? Okay, so you can move to the table. So it's one goggle per school. So the person who would do the reaction should be the one to wear the goggles, please. Thank you. So whilst one does the reaction, the other person will do the recording as quickly as you see the reactions occurring. The person doing the recording shouldn't be too close to the reaction. We don't want any casualties, please. So the one wearing the goggles should be close. Please be very careful, PLANQUE. The other contestants, your eyes are so close. Contestants, please listen. Please pause the time because they are not listening. Okay. So I'm saying that the other person, please be away from the reaction and just be recording. Okay, so please do not be too close. Okay, so we can start the time.
1 minute, 30 seconds more. One minute more. Thirty seconds more. Be getting ready to stop work and submit your paper. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop work. Submit your papers now. All schools should stop writing.
Thank you. Okay, so the coaches, you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to come up, and if there are any substitutes.
time up, coaches. Coaches, please, your time is up.
Okay, so you were supposed to state whether the reactions were endothermic or exothermic. And then the reason why you thought that it was either exothermic or endothermic. So okay, so okay, so we are giving all the schools the chance to just view the reactions again. No, it doesn't affect your score. It's already been scored. But for the learning process, we want you to view the reaction again, because you realize that one, you didn't really know how to use the thermometer. Some of you were using the wrong sides. So that you learn how to use the thermometer as well. And then you see the reaction and whatever answer we wanted in the probe part. So you can please move to the table. Pardon? Okay, when they're ready. Okay. Please hold on. So you can sit. When they're ready, they'll call you. But what we wanted was you would state whether when the sample or an endothermic reaction, and with whatever reason it was. So you had heat energy being released, or heat was released, so you thought that it was exothermic, or heat wasn't released, so you thought it was endothermic, and you back it with your temperature measurements. Okay, so then that was that. And then the second part, so what other thing we wanted you to observe apart from the heat that was released? So I don't know if we would wait. I'll see if you'd observe that before. But not everybody had that, the second part, right? Okay, so you can move to the table now. You can move to the table.
And there's a T. Make sure before you dip, after taking the temperature for 1, wipe the bulb before you use it on the next test. Please, are we all clear? Okay, so when you use the thermometer in one solution, you wipe the bulb before you use it on the next. Thank you. So you are taking the whole exercise again. Take note of that. And we are scoring. So please take note. You record your results again. Hey, so now you are taking it again, fresh.
Okay, so you're actually doing it again. So please document everything that you need to document. These were the goggles.
1 minute, 30 seconds more. Be getting ready to stop work. Thirty seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Submit your work now. All students should stop writing.
Okay. So now, were you content with the experiment? Okay, so now what I did was I combined the two. So looking at what you wrote for the first part and the second part, and then marked. Okay, so okay, per plank had 10 points. So they had it right. They had everything right. So St. Cecilia also had the reaction correct, and then the part with whatever happened afterwards, they had right. So they also have 10. Then Mary Mother gets 8 points because they were not able to tell us what happened apart from the heat. So what you had was that there was an evolution of gas because you had bubbles. Did you see bubbles? You did? Okay. You saw bubbles. Okay. So that is what we wanted, that there was the evolution of a gas. Is that okay? So they had 8. So it's 10, 10, 8. Okay. So please, are there any substitutions? Okay, so for the substitutions, we have Makina going out and Cedric coming in. Did you return their pen? You took their pen. Okay, so at the end of the round, PLANQUE had 10 points. St. Cecilia had 13 points. And Mother Mary of Good Counsel had 17 points. Okay, can the substitute please introduce himself whilst we get the laptops ready for the second part?
My name is G. Cedric from St. Cecilia Junior High School.
Okay, so Cedric, you are welcome. So now to the second round. So the first part is the coding part. I'll hand over to Triumph. Please, can we get the laptops?
Okay, Mary Mother, PLANQUE, St. Cecilia. Kindly make sure your laptop is on. Make sure the ID is opened and there's a saved file on it, as in what you are doing is already saved. If it's not, go to File, Save As, and that will fix that for you. If you are ready, kindly give me a thumbs up or raise your hand. Okay. Saint Cecilia? We are good. Okay. Great. So this round is simple. I ask you a question to create or to write a particular code. You do that, and then you tell me what you have done. You explain and you describe to me what you have done, basically. Okay. We'll start from Mary Mother. Create a Python program that calculates the square root of a number. Create a Python program that calculates the square root of a number. Start.
So for the program, you first have to provide a variable which has been assigned with the data type, the integral input of provide the.
Do you say integral? I didn't hear what you said.
int input.
Integer?
Yes.
Okay.
Provide the number. Then for the next variable, the variable will be assigned to the n1 variable to the exponent of half. And then you print the square root of the number.
Can you describe the syntax of the exponent?
You use 2 asterisks.
Okay, correct. So that's 3 points. PLANQUE, your question. Write a Python program that removes duplicates from a list while preserving the order. Write a Python program that removes duplicates from a list while preserving the order. Start.
You create a variable and you assign your element to that variable, and you come to the next line and you use the variable dot index to locate the place of the.
You use, come again?
The variable dot index.
Okay.
And you type the number of where the duplicate is, and you can add discard to remove that.
You can what?
Num dot index remove to remove that duplicate of the element.
So here you are assuming you know where the duplicate is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not necessarily the case. Write a Python program that removes duplicates from a list while preserving the order. Do you get it? So you have to create a program so that if someone puts 3 duplicates, 4 duplicates, 1 duplicate, it will still remove the duplicates without you knowing where the duplicate is. But if you are going to use dot index, then it means that you think that you know where it is, hence you are specifying, right, the particular item that you are removing, which is not necessarily the case. But that's a good attempt, so I'll give you 1. Saint Cecilia. Write a Python program to find the sum of all multiples of 5 and 7 below 100. Write a Python program to find the sum of all multiples of 5 and 7 below 100.
You first assign the number, you first assign your variable.
Can you speak out so I can hear you?
You first assign your variable. Then you'll press enter to move to the next line, and then you will type print dot fsum bracket open. So then you assign the multiples of 5 as a value to a variable, and the multiples of 7 to another variable.
How are you doing that assigning? Are you creating a list of the multiples of 5? Or how are you doing that? How are you assigning the multiples of 5? Or how are you getting the multiples of 5? You have 30 more seconds.
You assign 5 asterisk less than 100 to a variable.
You assign 5 what?
Asterisk.
Okay. Time up. Sorry, I won't be able to give you a point for that. We are back to Mary Mother. Okay, Mary Mother, here's your question. Create a Python program to find and print the common elements between two lists. Create a Python program to find and print the common elements between two lists. Go.
the program, you first create a variable L1 and you assign the list with using square brackets, apple in quotation marks to show that it is a string. Banana.
Can you please take that line again?
Pardon?
Can you take it again? What you just said.
So you create a variable L1 and assign the list using square brackets, apple, and apple is in quotation marks showing that it's a string. Then do the same thing for banana and do the same thing for avocado. Then you create another variable L2 and assign the list using square brackets, apple, and the apple must be in quotation marks. Then John must be in quotation marks, and Kufo must be in quotation marks. Then use the if statement stating that if x in L1 is equal to L2, then you print x.
Then you print what?
X.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Okay. But that was a good attempt. That was a good one. PERE PLANQUE. Your question. Write a Python program to find the sum of all numbers from 1 to 10. Write a Python program to find the sum of all numbers from 1 to 10.
So you create a variable.
Okay.
And you put your element 1 to 10 in the variable.
Please come again.
You create your variable and
Okay.
you put the element from 1 to 10 in the variable.
You put the what?
1 to 10 in the variable.
Please take it again. You put what?
You put you assign, you create 1, 2.
So you create a variable and you put 1 to 10
Yes.
in that variable.
Yes.
Is it a list?
List, yes.
So you create a list.
Yes.
You saw the list in the variable.
Yes, please.
Okay.
After you go to the next line and you print you so you create you start for I in range 1, 10.
For what?
1, 10 in brackets.
First you said for I.
In range.
Okay.
1, 10, and you go to the next line and print the sum of I.
Is this a continuation of what you were previously saying?
No, this is a new.
This is a new. Okay.
And you print.
Go on.
And you print sum of in brackets I.
Jesus Christ. Can you give me the sum part again? The sum part again.
Okay, so you print in brackets sum and in brackets I. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Saint Cecilia, your question. Write a Python program to calculate the sum of all even numbers from 220 to 6,672. Write a Python program to calculate the sum of all even numbers from 220 to 6,672. Go.
We will first of all assign a variable. We will first of all assign a variable to the even numbers. Now say A. So A in range will be 220. Belana is 220 is to 6,672. So you press enter and write on the next line.
Can you take the range line again? The A in range. Okay.
For A in range,
Okay.
220 is to 6,600.
220 what?
220 column 6,672.
Okay.
Now you press enter and come to the next line and write print dot fsum.
Make sure you consider the even number factor. The numbers have to be even numbers. So kindly consider that. Please hurry up. Your time is almost up. Oh, God.
Parent dot fsum.
Time up.
Oh.
I'll give you one. But you were almost there. But I have to give you one. Okay, so that brings us to the end. Well done. You guys did well. If you've realized, for teams coming tomorrow, if you've realized one of the recurring things is for loop, right? For loop recurs a lot because in many scenarios, you have to go through items to take decisions. So kindly master your for loop, right? For loop will expose you to things like range. Using a range makes things very short for you. So kindly master that. Make sure that you have a good grasp on that before tomorrow. And make sure that you're not confusing strings and lists as well, the functions or the methods that are being used. So that when it's a string, listen and know that, oh, you're dealing with a string. Okay, when it's a list, to listen and know that you're dealing with a list. Not sure if this will be helpful, but I realize that you all create variables, which is good. But you can sort of escape that by using a function. When you create a function, inside the function you can put in the variable so that you don't have to always declare a variable at the beginning. Some of you declare variables that are not even used some way, somehow. So all the best and thank you very much. Bye.
Okay. So at the end of the coding exercise, Mary Mother of Good Counsel had 4, PLANQUE had 4, and CECILIA had 1. So we move to the second part. So the toss-up questions. So they are math problems. You have short work problems, which you'd have 15 seconds to answer. And then the long work problems, you have 35 seconds to answer. Okay. So you press the bell, you hold on to it, you are called, you give me the answer. Okay, first question, long answer, so 35 seconds. Least common multiples are also called LCM and is the smallest of the common multiples among given numbers. 2 neighboring schools both have sirens. 2 neighboring schools both have sirens, which blows at various intervals to notify the students in the school of certain events. The siren in St. Anthony's School blows every 40 minutes, and that in Community DA blows every 45 minutes. If they both start to blow at 6 a.m., at what time in the day will they blow together again? It started at 6 a.m.
Mary Mother.
Please speak into the microphone.
12 noon.
That's correct. Next question. Mean is the average of values given in a set of data. It gives an idea of the value around which the set of data rallies. In statistics, it's called the measure of central tendency. It's long work, so you have 35 seconds. The mean mark of 6 students in an examination is 75%. The marks of 4 of them are 64%, 70%, 72%, and 74%. The other 2 students had the same marks. What is the mark of these 2 students?
Mary Mother.
75%.
No.
Saint Cecilia.
76%.
No.
PLANQUE.
85%.
That's correct. Percentages are used in many areas in our lives, in our finances, population analysis, election outcomes, etc. This is short work, so you have 15 seconds. Madam Amina spends 25% of her weekly budget on food. and 35% on rent. She has 378 Ghana cedis left over. How much was her budget? 378 Ghana cedis left over. How much was her budget?
Mary Mother.
630 Ghana cedis.
No.
Peplan.
630 Ghana cedis.
No.
Time up.
Can we please check that question? Okay, so we'll come back to it. Division is a mathematical operation which involves the splitting of specific amounts into equal parts. It is used in sharing quantities into equal-sized groups. A company donates 935 textbooks to a school. The books were divided evenly among 9 classrooms. The rest of the books are given to the library. How many textbooks were donated to each classroom and to the library? It's short work, so 15 seconds, sorry.
Peplan.
103 books were distributed to each classroom, and then 8 books was distributed to the library.
That's correct. So, the next question. A linear equation is an equation that contains variables that have an exponent that is not higher than 1. If the variables are of one kind, you just need one equation to solve it. The masses of a bag of wheat and a bag of rice differ by 40 kilos, so 40 kilograms. When each mass is increased by 8 kilograms, the mass of the rice becomes thrice the mass of the wheat. What was the mass of the bag of rice before the increment? Long answer, 35 seconds.
Please, the question again.
The masses of a bag of wheat and a bag of rice differ by 40 kilograms. When each mass is increased by 8 kilograms, the mass of the rice becomes thrice the mass of the wheat. What was the mass of the bag of rice before the increment?
Time up.
Okay,
Mary
Mary
Mother.
Mother.
60 kilograms.
No.
80 kilograms.
No. It's time up.
Please, it's time up.
Our time is up. Okay. So then it's 52 kilos, 52 kilograms. Next question. Values are multiplied when there's a repetition of the same values a number of times. The values multiplied are called the multiplicand and the multiplier. The result of the multiplication is called the product. Short answer, so you have 15 seconds. Jessica bought 3 gifts costing 24 Ghana cedis each for Mildred, her twin sister, and 5 gifts costing 18 Ghana cedis each for Mary. In all, how much did Jessica spend?
Mary Mother.
162 Ghana cedis.
That's correct. Time can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. So this is a long answer problem, 35 seconds, and is the last question for this part. Newton watched a movie with his friends. They watched 40% of the movie and then took a break. They then watched the remaining 42 minutes. How long was the movie?
Mary Mother.
An hour and
Mary
10.
Mother.
An hour and 10 minutes.
That's correct. All right, so that brings us to the end of this part. Okay, so we are moving on to the third part. So this is the rapid fire round. So you have 60 seconds to answer 8 questions. You attempt as many as you can within the 8. You attempt as many as you can within the 60 seconds. If I'm reading the question and you have the answer, you can interrupt me and give me the answer. Once I move past that question and start reading another question, you can't take me back to the question I've previously read. You'd have to wait till we have gone through the 8 questions before you come back to the other questions. Is that okay? So we start with Mary Mother. Are you ready? You may turn your sheet. Your time starts now. Evaluate x to the power 4 y
X squared y cube. X squared y cube.
That's correct. How many real numbers exist between 0 and 5?
4.
No.
Skip.
If today is Saturday, find the probability that tomorrow is Tuesday. Simplify 2 to the power 2x over 4 to the power x.
1.
Correct. The bearing of Q from P is 137 degrees. What is the bearing of P from Q?
317 degrees.
That's correct. Evaluate 2 whole number 1 over 3 minus 3 whole number 2 over 3.
Negative 1 whole number 1 over 3.
That's correct. Find V if 2 plus V over 17 is equal to V.
8. 8.
No. Factorize completely x to the power 4 minus x to the power 2.
X to the power 2 into brackets x squared minus x.
Time
Minus
up.
1.
No.
Time up.
Okay. So 4 out of 8. Don't turn it. We'll come back after. Okay, so PERE, are you ready? You can turn your sheet. Your time starts now. Factorize completely x to the power 3.
X bracket open, x squared minus 1.
Please come again.
X bracket open, x squared minus 1.
No.
Skip.
Evaluate 3 whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 2
Skip.
over. Simplify 1 to the power 48. Then 24.
48.
You know, I can see. I'm skipping. How many counting numbers exist between -5 and 0?
19. Skip.
Evaluate x to the power half, y to the power 2 over 3, all raised to the power 6.
X to the power 3, y raised to the power 4.
That's correct. Find u if 5u over 9 is equal to u minus 1.
Skip.
The bearing of A from B is 8 degrees. What's the bearing
Skip.
of B? A fair coin is tossed once. Find the probability that
Skip.
a tail.
Question 2 over 3.
Time
Correct.
up.
So that's 2 out of 8. Okay, so Cecilia, are you ready? Okay, so you can turn your sheet. Your time starts now. Factorize completely x to the power 3 minus x to the power 2.
Skip.
Evaluate 4 whole number 1 over 3 plus 2. Simplify 4 to the power 2 over 2 to the power 5.
Skip.
How many rational numbers exist between 1 and 2?
Skip.
Evaluate x to the power 4, y to the power 5, all raised to the power 6.
Skip.
I can't hear you.
Skip.
Find p if 5 minus 3p over 9 is equal to 4p.
Skip.
The bearing of p from q is 167 degrees. What is the bearing of q from p?
Skip.
A fair dice is rolled once. What is the probability that a multiple of 4 shows up?
Skip.
Question 1. X square bracket open x minus 1.
That's correct.
Question 3. 1 over 2.
That's correct.
Question 8. 1 over 6.
That's correct.
Time up.
So 3 over 8. Yes, what did you say for that? No.
Where is the power 48 over 24 is the power 0?
So 1 raised to the power 48.
Over 24 is the power 0. That's all.
Hey, and you said it was what?
48 over 1. Oh. It is 1. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
okay. Yeah, okay. Everybody's okay. All right. So now, the second part, where we had the question about so we're asking the percentages. So one spends this amount on this, so 25% on food, another amount on rent. Yeah, so the answer was 630 Ghana cedi. So we'll give the points to Mary Mother. Yeah, so the coaches, you have 2 minutes if there's any substitution. Okay, so for St. Cecilia, we have Cedric going out and Maclina coming back in. Okay, so can the substitute kindly introduce herself? Okay, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so at the end of the second round, St. Cecilia had 4 points, PLANQUE had 12 points, and Mary Mother had 20 points. So now we move on to the third and final round. In this round, you have 4 categories: true or false, riddles, black scientists, and tech bites. You have 3 questions from each category. If you have the answer, you hold on to your buzzer, you are called, and then you give me the answer. If you get a true or false question wrong, you get a negative score. If you answer the riddles, so you take the first, you answer on the first clue, you get 3 points. On the second clue, you get 2 points. And on the third clue or any other clue, you get 1 point. So since Cecilia, your category.
True or false?
True or false? Charge is an example of a derived quantity.
Mary Mother.
True.
That's correct. Your category.
Black scientist.
Black scientist. I am an African American scientist. In 1947, the National Urban League recognized my contributions to medicine and science with their annual achievement award. I was elected a member of the National Institute of Arts and Letters for my excellence in medicine and research in 1949. Who am I?
Mary Mother.
Charles Richard Drew.
That's correct. Your category.
Black scientist.
Black scientist. I contributed significantly to research on supersonic flights and other projects.
Mary Mother.
Letitia Obink.
No.
Saint Cecilia.
Professor Otis Bochin.
No. So I contributed significantly to research on supersonic flights and other projects. I directly impacted the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs. In 2008, I was posthumously inducted into the Women in STEM Hall of Fame for my significant contribution to the field of mathematics and engineering. Who am I? So now just PLANQUE.
Time up.
Mary Winston Jackson. Okay, so back to Mary Mother, your category.
Black scientist.
Black scientist, and the last black scientist. I was appointed chief of the spectrophotometer research.
Mary Mother.
Alma Levant Hayden.
Pardon?
Alma Levant Hayden.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, your category.
Riddles. Riddles.
Riddles. First clue. I am a number, a numeral, and a digits. I am a unique and also a unique prime. Second clue. I am a twin prime with 5 and a cousin.
PLANQUE.
2. 2.
No. So I'm a twin prime with 5 and then a cousin prime with 7. The digits that comes after me is the square of the one before me.
Mary Mother.
11. 11.
No. For
Saint Cecilia.
4.
no. So the answer is 3. 3. It's a prime number. 3. Okay, so
Riddles.
riddles. First clue. I am a mixture of digestive enzymes in your digestive tract. I am an alkaline mixture that neutralizes an acidic, partially digested food during digestion.
Saint Cecilia.
Gastric juice.
No. One of my, so third clue. One of my enzymes repeats the breakdown of all starch that escaped the action of salivary.
Mary Mother.
Pancreatic juice.
That's correct. So they get 1 point.
Riddles.
Riddle. So to the last riddle. First clue. I am a double-stranded polynucleotide chain that serves as a source of storage of biological data. Second clue. I coil around protein molecules and become visible, sometimes as a thread-like material within the most important cell organelle. Third clue. I control basically all your characteristics.
Per plan.
The DNA.
That's correct. So now your category. We are left with true or false and take bites.
True or false?
True or false? A semicircle is a sector. True or
Per plan.
False. False.
no? So now your category. Still your category.
True or false?
True or false? So to the last, true or false? The net of a solid cube is made up of 6 rectangles.
Mary Mother.
False.
That's correct. Your category. So now we are left with tech bites. So tech bites. What does the break statement do in a loop? Break. What does it do in a loop?
Mary Mother.
It stops the loop from occurring.
Okay.
Continue.
So that's correct. Okay, so we'll take a clarification.
Mr. Trial.
Okay, so they get it. So to the question. Are you ready? We are moving on to the next. I am an immutable collection of key value pairs. What?
Per plan.
Dictionary.
That's correct. Now to the last tech bite. What is used to create a virtual environment in Python?
Per plan.
Please, did anyone else ring?
They rang it.
No, did anyone else?
No. Time up.
Okay, so it's VENV. V and V. So that brings us to the end of the round. So at the end of the third round, so since Cecilia had no points, PLANQUE had 3 points, and Mary Mother of Good Counsel had 16 points. So at the end of the round, St. Cecilia had 17 points, Sorry, at the end of the contest, I mean. So since Cecilia had 17 points, so please put your hands together for them. They've done well. PLANQUE had 25 points. And Mary Mother of Good Counsel had 53 points. So with that, Mary Mother of Good Counsel progresses to the finals. Congratulations to all the schools. You've done well.
Hello, Brani. Please, you are wanted. Bra Nicholas.
Okay. Okay, so we will have supper now.